In GarageBand, you don't necessarily need to have a MIDI player. That's when you have an external keyboard plugged into your computer, because you can bring up a synthetic one on the screen. Go to your keyboard and type Command K, and this is a synthetic MIDI, which is a little bit redundant of a term because a MIDI already kind of is synthetic, but this is, you get the idea. So you can actually type, it's a little bit confusing because these keys are lettered with the keyboard's keys, not musical notation. So even though this says F, that is actually a C. I find that the easiest way to make a song, at the risk of a cliche, don't overthink it for one thing, but mess around and just understand that whatever you're putting down, it doesn't need to stick. What's great about GarageBand, as robust a program that it is, you don't need to keep anything that you put. You can just lay something down and then get rid of it and try again. And that's how it really makes musicians. So we're going to go to New Track, and we'll pick a drummer. Now you could try to make the drum beat yourself, by the way, by going over here to Drum Kit. Or you can just do New Drummer. So we're going to do New Drummer. All right, now what we can do, we can take that and we can loop it. And the way we loop it is to go up here to this symbol, and it's going to loop it the way that it is. So this might sound a little confusing, but we just need to shorten this up so that it's not repeating this big rest space, because it's going to repeat all of this as we actually see it. So I'm just going to shorten that up a little bit. You can see that it is adding that rest in there. But now we have that on repeat. I'm going to shut off the metronome. Now what if you want to make that beat a little bit more robust? I have the same drum kit down here in a second track. So let's add that. All right, we're starting from the top. Way to bar. Whoops, I'm making a mistake. I'm accidentally recording this in this same track. I really wanted to do it down here. So I'm going to undo that. We'll start again. And I'm still doing it. Sorry. Okay. Now, I want to teach you about the quantizer. So you may have noticed that my timing was not particularly good. In fact, it was terrible. So there's a thing called the quantizer, which will automatically cram everything notation-wise into the proper timing. And to do that, we're going to come over here to the knob symbol. Excuse me, the pen symbol. So this pen symbol in the upper left corner, we're going to click that. Time quantize, and then you can change what notes you want to quantize it to. So we're going to try 16th note, and you can watch over here. You'll see that they'll change their position. I'm going to do 8th note. Okay, so here's 8th note. And I can do it for this track as well. I did 16th note. Now, one thing with using the quantizer, it makes music sometimes sound less human because it's becoming perfectly timed. And that's not reality. When musicians are playing instruments, there usually is something either behind the beat or ahead of the beat, and that gives it that touch of humanity. So they let you adjust. You can see this strength slider here, and that's just for that reason that maybe you don't want it to be perfectly quantized and sounding a little bit robotic-like. So I'm going to take away all the quantizing and go back to how it was. And now we'll do it with just a little bit. All right, let's make a new track, this time MIDI, and we're going to get some kind of a bass line down. Now I'm going to do a synthetic bass, by the way. So this is kind of the fun part of incepting music, is going through the presets and seeing which type that you like just by listening to it. And they have funky names, sometimes literally so. Astrofunk. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm going to take it up an octave. We'll try a different one. Boxy synth bass. All right, we're going to use this one. So we're going to bring it back to the beginning. We're going to hit record, wait for my intro, which will be when a few bars have gone by. And the same thing with this bass line. We can take that and then just repeat it ad infinitum as long as we want. And now we've basically got a backbeat. It's interesting that each track is simple. You could even say crappy, but then when it all kind of comes together, there's that wonderful gestalt. I'll stop short of saying wonderful, but it comes together, and the sum of its parts, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So we will create another track, and we'll stay within the synthesizer, and this time we'll go to lead, and we won't belabor this, but we'll just go through these and quickly find something. Jane Street Rampart synth. Wow, that has a powerful sound. I'm not going to look at any others. We're just going to use this one. Okay. I'm going to go up an octave. All right, let's try something else. We'll try retro robotics. Starlight Dreams. By the way, I just want to point out about that one. That is what's known as an arpeggiator. That's always a hard word for me to say. But that is pushing a single key and it's playing a melody. So you can see down here, you can pick arpeggiator, and then there's several of them. And these are like the ultimate cheat code in making electronic music, because so much music comes out of hitting one key. A lot of those are very arcade-like. All right, so I like this one. This will sound a little bit better. And we're going to record this. Whoops. So that note was not what I wanted, so I can just erase that note and pick it up from there. Okay, let's listen to what we have. All right, so you get the idea. Just go in and mess around and you can pick different presets and see what you like. Like, share, and subscribe.